Okay. Excellent. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
You do it.
Here.
Well, you want to start? You want to start with a prayer? You want with?
Nope, we're starting with you.
Okay. Mother says that we're starting with me because it took her so long to get me to go here. What can I say? Leave meeting?
That's if you wanted to, you could.
Okay, well, mom wanted me to put some stuff on here about things that were important to me. Now, she put this lead in here, just here. Now, you can tell that this thing on the far right is my family. That is everybody in the family. It's me and Christy and Clark next to me, and then Barbara, and then Charlotte. Then down to the left is Richard, and Trisha is at the bottom of the picture. Can you see that okay?
Yes.
Okay. This picture of me is when I'm about 3. I can still remember going down to the photography place and getting a picture there. I don't know why I remember it, but it was a wild time. This little picture in the blue checker shirt is when I was about 4, as I recall. And this riding the pony was sort of a period of time. To be very truthful, I found that picture when I was about 8. And I can never remember actually having gone over and gotten on the horse. But I guess my dad wanted me to be a horseman or something. And then this picture in the center on the bottom is me getting ready to go to school at Dilworth School in Salt Lake. Now, Tristan and Robbie and Martine, you might have heard of Dilworth. It's over on 21st East. It's about 18th South, as I recall.
Yeah, no, they said that they've heard of it. Martine has some friends that are going there.
Oh, really?
It still
Yeah.
exists.
Well, I mean, no, it was named after Mary Jane Dilworth, who was one of the pioneer sisters who started a school, and she started teaching. They did that to remember her.
Nice.
Yeah, this picture is kind of covered by our stuff, being able to see where you guys are. Has me and Christy and Clark. I'm holding Clark, and Barbara's covered by the things there. But I was going to ask you guys, what would be a big thing to you as you're thinking about your life so far?
You mean
What-
like the boys or anybody?
Anybody?
A big thing. I think the major things that stand out for me are probably placing my children for adoption.
Okay.
But the Carlsbad trips, like that always reminded me of my youth to the beach with the grandparents.
Oh, so when we went down when they were staying in Carlsbad?
Yeah, because we did that several times.
Yeah, we did that several times.
You guys.
Not really.
I dropped the phone.
So you're just going off your phone right now?
Yeah, I don't have my computer. I don't know how to link it up like that. I mean, I guess I could try, but I don't think Zoom's on my computer yet.
Well,
What about you
maybe we
guys?
can working around. What's a big thing to you, Gideon?
The big thing in your life that you remember a lot. Important to you. Muted.
I unmuted this.
Muted.
Look a little T.
He heard you. He's just thinking.
Oh no, I understand. What's a big thing to you, Angie?
Oh my God.
Just to turn off the mute.
Sorry, our kids have been talking nonstop.
No, they, so,
What's up?
It's
What was the
okay.
question?
What's that?
What was the question?
The question was, what's a big thing that stands out in the history of your life?
I'd have to think about that. Like one of my favorite memories is camping at national parks with my family.
Which national park?
Like just about every national park west of Colorado. So we
So
would
you,
just hit like Yosemite, Sequoias, Glacier, Yellowstone, Mesa Verde, Grand Canyon, Arches.
which was your favorite?
So I love doing that. It was probably one of my favorite childhood memories.
Well, that's great. Who else can we bug?
You want to bug Ed?
Oh, yeah.
Going on a mission.
going on a mission,
What?
going on a mission.
So what did you think of that?
It was wonderful.
It was one. Yeah, Ed's into talking. One of the big things that happened to me is that I don't know how it happened, but when I was about 10, I started to swim competitively. It turned out really, I don't know how it happened, but I was pretty good. This was a caricature that was done by a guy. He was a German kid. He was first year German, but he was in my class as a sophomore in high school. This picture, I don't remember exactly how old I was, but I think I was about 11. And the kid that's standing next to me is named Bill Tingy. And he and I were on the same swim team all the way up through graduation of high school. And this medal is one, it was a very strange thing. It was in the summer that I was 12 years old. So it would have been what? About 1968?
A million years ago.
What?
Million.
A
years.
million
A
years
million
ago.
years
That's
ago.
what we need.
Works for me.
But I went, you can't really see it because the picture's not that good. But at this AAU invitational, I got 5 medals, got 3 gold, a silver, and a bronze. And that's the total number of swimming swimming races that I could enter at the time. 2 of them were for different relay races, medley relay, where they swam butterfly and backstroke and breaststroke and freestyle. The bronze medal was for 100-yard breaststroke, and the silver medal was 100-yard breaststroke. Did I say? No, it was 100-yard. It was for 100-yard butterfly, and the silver was for freestyle. And I did a very stupid thing at the time. I came home, and I was very proud of these medals. I didn't show them around a lot, but I did show them to the bishop. Guess what the bishop did? Scott, could you come up here and show us these things that you got this last weekend? Because I was gone on Sunday and I was only 12. And, I passed the sacrament as a deacon, but came home and showed everybody all these medals and stuff, and the Bishop Hanks was very, very kind about that. This is high school. This guy right here. Well, let's see. Where should we start? if you look very carefully, I had a red sweater on this picture that is in the left side of the picture, left side of the slide, I guess you would call it. And if you look very, very closely, my left eye is quite swollen. I got in a fight the day before. I had like 4 or 5 stitches across that left eye. But these are 3 of my very best friends. The kid in the middle is named Everett Priest. The kid on the right is Stephen Starley. And the kid on the left is named Chris Worth. They were from all over the place. Chris actually grew up in Turkey. And I have a carving of his that is that I've kept around the house. This is me and Ed Vale. Ed Vale was one of the best men at our wedding, and this guy up here is Ed Vale. That's on the left in the picture. The girl's name is Gloria Henderson. And and that was just kind of a time I knew these kids. Let's see, the people on the right from Seattle, the kids here, the 3 kids kind of to the left of center, I knew them all from Wasatch Academy. And this picture that's on the far left is from East High School. Yes, and this, oh shoot, Grandpa's completely covered. I apologize. Is there any way we can move that? If we can't, we can't. This is a picture of Grandma Simonson and Grandpa Simonson. That would be, can you hear me? Deb?
Can hear you and we can see the photo. It's not covered on our end.
Same with us, you can see it.
Okay. This is Grandpa, and you'd often see him looking at, he was always working, and Grandma was a sweetly. This was a big deal, I made it to California and I had my picture taken in front of the Capitol Records building, which of course was the building of the record company that did all the Beatles records. Way too much fun. Here is a lot of my mission. What can you say? Anybody want to guess what this dog is here for?
For dinner the next day.
If you only knew.
I do know.
Okay. This was a family that the far left side is a family that we baptized. The far right is a family I didn't, because my companion and I were addressing, different things that we were going along teaching, and we happened to work out that we were teaching the husband at a different time than he was his wife, and it turned out that the husband was messing around. He wanted to marry somebody else, and they didn't have divorce laws in the Philippines. So I purposely, because I knew he was out messing around, I didn't baptize them. My companion wanted to, but I didn't want to, and I just said, we'll just hold off for a while. But later, he kind of worked things around, and he became a member of the church, and he was the mission leader in Edmonton, Canada. He immigrated from the Philippines to Germany to Canada. And I don't know who these guys are, but this was one of our houseboys. This picture at the bottom on the right with these guys paddling, they had an excursion and it took us half a day to go, but we went over and paid some guys and they paddled us up the river. They would jump out of the canoes and pull the canoe up while we were sitting just about like this, all the way to a place called Pogsanon Falls. They are about the biggest falls that I have I have ever been around. You can see on the right-hand side with this family, this little girl, she's making a face, and we took her picture. And this whole family ultimately was baptized. I don't have many other pictures here. What?
Go to the next slide. Pictures.
Mama,
Okay.
hey, you
Uh-huh.
guys, my ride just showed up for us to go
Okay.
and set up the meeting.
We
And
will,
so-
we are
Yeah.
recording, and so we'll send it to you.
Yes, please do. Thank you, guys. Happy
Love
Sunday.
you.
Love
We
you
love
too.
you. Please take care. This was just outside of our house with these carabaos going down the street. This picture with the guy who's got a camera on. His name is Greg Stephen Wall. He's from Edmonton, Canada. His father was the Queen's printer. The next time after he and I stopped being companions, he took off and went home, you know, and he was going to school and all the rest of it. The next time I saw him, he had a Porsche 911. Could never keep up with him. What can I say? But this shows what happens. This top right picture is Elder Brian Kent Everett. And that was in in General Santos City. We were taking pictures of what life was like without a houseboy. And let's see, look at this picture that's down here on the far left in the bottom. It's called, you know, that's General Douglas MacArthur as he's filling his kind of commitment, his promise to come back, I shall return, and that's him returning. But if you look, we're able to see very closely to the guy, the soldier that's on the right is a colonel. His name is Vincent Villamore. He was a member of the church when I knew him. He knew MacArthur personally and worked with him. He was part of the Philippine army that was sent to protect Douglas MacArthur as he came back to the Philippines. And of course, he lived through it, so that's very nice. These two are the top left ones are they're missionaries, and I don't remember, as I recall, they were in Cavite with us, but you know, kind of went along. And this was another church, and it looks like General Santos City. We moved churches there. Oh, and I guess this is the picture. I guess you can see Melissa there and Stuart. Is what?
Baskets.
Yeah, the picture here is taken up at Vasquez Rocks, where everybody has kind of come through. Look at that. That's Mother right in the middle. Is that you?
Mhm.
And then who's this?
Rachel.
Rachel's at the top, and who's this? These kids don't.
Gail. Gail's the one.
That's
and,
Gail.
Melissa's behind under her, and Michelle is on the right.
Michelle's on the right, and Stuart's right in
Not
front.
Stuart, Edward.
I'm sorry. Edward is right in front with his Levi jacket on. Does everybody remember going to Vasquez Rocks and climbing around on them? What?
Yeah, I remember.
Impressive memory.
Thank you. There's Ed's picture again.
They all grew up.
Yep, they all grew up and they're looking pretty good. But you know, I was thinking about big things in my family, things that I really appreciated. Probably the biggest thing, without really knowing it, was the fact that I was adopted. And I didn't find out I was adopted until I was about I don't know, maybe 5 or 6. I remember Dad and I stayed home. Dad wanted to stay home because he was on call with the hospital, and he was he and I sat down, we talked about being adopted, you know, and it took me a long time to kind of understand what was going on, but you know, I'm certainly grateful that I was able to go to my family. Look at this. Look at that picture.
2020.
Yeah, this is 2020. You can always remember because mom's got 2 extra ears.
That's not how you remember. You remember because T is a baby.
Oh, that's right. T over here on the left is a just a little tiny baby. He's probably not even walking at that point. But then there's David and Michelle and Melissa and Abby and Martine and Tristan and Robbie and Ed and mom and grandpa running around like a crazy bunch of nuts. But you know, I gotta say that after being adopted and coming to terms with that, probably the next biggest part of the was meeting mother and being able to court her, being able to, boy, I've got still okay. So we're showing a picture where grandpa is kind of flyaway hair and
You had hair.
yeah, well, I don't have hair now. At any rate, and then and between being adopted and then uh you know, meeting Deborah, coming home from my mission, the mission was probably one of the really great things. I don't think if I hadn't gone on a mission, I doubt if Mother would have even considered going out with me. So the big deal was being adopted, going on a mission, meeting Deborah, and then having you kids. You know, it's just been meaningful ever since. And I'm grateful that we had this time over the past few weeks to be able to get together and have Mike cook barbecue the pork for our dinner and Thomas is cooking and so on and so forth. The, it's just been a really good summer for me. You know, I mean, it's sort of look at each different thing. It's been a wonderful life. I'm coming up on 73 and
Does the cancer make any difference to you? Has it changed your attitude about things?
I don't think the cancer has changed my attitude. Do you think it has?
It's not.
Yeah, I don't think so. You know, I mean, it seems like I have to sleep a lot more, you know, and have trouble just waking up and so on and so forth, but feeling better these days. What can I say? So, do we want to? That's the end. Escape. Mother loves escape.
All right, then we stop sharing there. Oops. All right, now you're all back.
Stuart.
Any